Frank Lampard and Chelsea safely through to the fifth round of the FA Cup. A brilliant performance from Tammy Abraham, scoring a hat-trick to send the Blues through. An amazing cameo appearance from Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. Should he be starting now on the regular basis for Chelsea in front of Christian Pulisic, who I thought had a good game, but nowhere near the impact that Hudson-Odoi has had in recent weeks? I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Smash the like button right now. Here we go. Yes, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having wonderful days. It's bright and sunny where I am, although it's been snowing all morning. Chelsea, they get themselves through what looked like a tough tie at moments in this game. They went 2-0 up early on, courtesy of wonderful goals from Tammy Abraham. And then a bit of Kepa tax. A little bit of Kepa tax. And you thought, ooh, could we be on for our first major shock of this round and of the FA Cup and this season in the FA Cup? And it wasn't to be. Chelsea moved the ball brilliantly today. The system, the tactics, the personnel pretty much all delivered in one way, shape or form for Frank Lampard. They kept on pushing. They missed opportunities. They had a little moment before the substitutions were made where you could argue sort of about between the 60th and 65th minute, they got a little bit, maybe a little desperate, maybe over trying, maybe a few players in the Chelsea team taking one too many touches on the ball, and then Hudson-Odoi came on for Christian Pulisic, and look, within 4 minutes, sets up, well, wonderful 1-2 with Billy Gilmore, sets up Tammy for his hat-trick. He walks away with the match ball, an excellent performance, sexy football from Frank Lampard, but of course, there are questions that need to be asked. Mason Mount, I thought, was excellent today. Less agenda and less hatred towards him, I think, is needed. Callum Hudson-Odoi has to be a mainstay. Callum Hudson-Odoi has to start on a regular basis for this Chelsea team now. Today, he was excellent when he came on. And Tammy Abraham, could this be the confidence booster he needs to push himself forward? Because Timo Werner, he missed that penalty at the end to try and get it. I know he got an assist today, but he misses the penalty. Could have got himself on the score sheet. It's looking rough for him. But Frank Lampard today deserves massive credit. His team were on point. A tough tie. You know, the pitch in the first 50, 60 minutes covered in snow, delays before the game kicked off, delays at halftime. This could have been a banana skin for a team in awful form. This could have been a banana skin for a team talking actively to other managers. Brendan Rodgers, Tuchel. He's under immense pressure and his players turned up for him today. I'm sure every Chelsea fan we're going to have on is going to be absolutely buzzing. Some super chats first. The Devil's Advocate says, I don't want to see any Chelsea fans say Hernandez from this day forward. Penalties are important. It's very true. C here says, I feel sorry for Werner. That man doesn't stop trying regardless of his confidence and his goal drought. That is true. He worked very, very hard today. Very hard today. He did set up a goal, but does he now need some time on the sideline? Should Tammy be given a run of games in this team? Because at least Tammy's scoring goals. Tammy on now 11, 12 goals this season. He's a top goal scorer. He has to be given an opportunity, in my view. Mason Mount needs to be left alone, and Hudson-Odoi got to start on that left-hand side in front of Pulisic. Pulisic is doing very little. Maybe that's my American agenda. I don't have an American agenda. I don't even know why I said that. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Daniel here says, no Chelsea fan is celebrating this. Why, Danny boy? You just won an FA Cup tie. A tough one. In the snow. Tammy got hat-trick. Lampard saved his job. Hit that like and share button. We're going to get the panel on now, people. Let's do this. We've got David here. We've got Jem here. I'm going to go to David first. How impressed were you with your boys today?
It was average. I don't know why you're gassing it so much. It's freaking Luton Town, bro. I know what you're doing. Terry, I know what you're doing. It was Luton Town. It was average. It was just crossing hope. Like, I wasn't impressed at all.
That isn't true. You played.
Yeah, you're talking out your ass.
You played like your goal, right? Yes, it was a ball was squared across the 6-yard box to be tapped in, but none of your goals came from hitting Hope crossing. What are you talking about?
No, but it's just like
talking gas again, isn't it?
It's literally just hope. It's just hope. I honestly, I don't know why you're so gassed. It's Luton Town. We're supposed to beat them. We were struggling. I mean, Kepler again just gave him a free goal, but we were struggling to get a third. I mean, fair play to Tammy, but I still don't want him to start next game because he'll come up against a decent defense and it will look like the Tammy that he is. He's a championship level player right now.
So you would rather keep playing an out of form, out of sorts, lack of confidence Timo Werner that isn't scoring over a man that just banged in a hat trick in the fourth round of the FA Cup at Stamford Bridge against tough opponents?
Yeah. I probably would.
Oh, David,
I probably would. Because I can see what's going to happen. You're laughing at me,
deluded,
but Tammy will go. No, I guarantee you, Tammy will start the next game. I've already accepted Tammy's going to start the next game.
But David, if he scores
Tammy will
goals,
start
then
the
surely
next
he
game.
starts. Yeah,
Tammy
he
will.
should do.
No, Tammy. You can argue whether he should or not, but he'll start the next game. He'll have another Tammy level performance against Premier League opposition, and then everyone will be like, "Why did Tammy start? We all know he's average."
I don't understand though. What I don't understand about what you're saying, right? Is you sit there and moan about the tactic, it's get it out wide, inshallah, cross and inshallah. But then you moan about Tammy not doing well. Those two things, they hypocrisize each other. So if the systems today, Tammy's goals came, two of them especially came from the ball being worked into positions and him having opportunities from good areas to score. Now, granted, Luton are a sort of high mid-table championship team, but you didn't play any different in terms of the football today that you normally do. It's just the final balls were better. I think, look, you always ask for Lampard's teams to play better, for the balls to be moved better. You were better, but you don't seem to be happy. Jem, how are you feeling after winning that game?
I think Davy's just a confused Chelsea fan, to be honest. He's so confused with his talk and doesn't make no sense. But anyway, no, look, it was only Luton. We have got to do this against better teams. So I think Wolves and Burnley is going to be, if we can play this formation, if you can stick to this formation and play that formation, and we can play like we did the first half, even through parts of the second half, we wasn't crossing as much. I don't know why you keep saying we was crossing the ball in the box. We was not doing that as much. All our goals were, short, quick passes in the midfield, making runs. And Timo Werner had a good game today. Yes, he missed the penalty, and it's a shame that he's on a stinker at the moment. It's absolutely annoying. But at the end of the day, I'd rather him still be on the pitch. And I do think Tammy will start as well. But overall, it was even Mason Mount. I know you keep blaming Mason Mount and saying, "Oh, he had a stinker today. Why is he the captain? Why was he doing this? Oh, look at that pass by Kovacic. Mount can't do that." Like, leave the guy alone, David, bruv. Like, it's getting boring now, bruv. Like,
I'm not wrong. No, but the thing is, you say all of this, but I'm not wrong. Once again, Mason Mount had a level of game where he looks good and he does all these passes and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, didn't create anything. Kovacic came on and made a penalty with one pass, his first pass of the game.
Why do you only look at Mason Mount? Why is there always criticism on what with you? It's always one individual player that criticise that you don't like.
Because now he's played 81 out of the 85 games that Lampard has been in charge of. That's
his fault,
much.
And that is his fault as a
player.
No,
I'm just saying it's far too much. But if he's going to play, I'm going to judge him like I judge all the other players.
You don't judge all the other players, though. All
I do.
Talk about Mason Mount.
Yeah, I do. Last year, I was gassing Pulisic so much. I even came on here and was like, if he can get a good run of games under him and not get injured, he can be as good as Rashford. But right now, he's not performing, and I'm not scared to admit that.
If we didn't have that idiot in goal, we wouldn't have been 2-1 going into the second half as well. What a Kit Kat finger save! He needs to go, mate. I'm telling you, that's my blimmin' head in.
No, I get that. We've got Indiana on, of course. Indiana a rival here. What do you make of Davy's reaction? Chelsea just won a game. He's still not happy. He's still crying about it. What's your thoughts, mate?
I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy if it was my side. They're not performing properly. I'm hearing Chelsea fans saying Werner's doing really well. Like, do you know when I use that? When I'm teaching my kids to ride a bike, right, and they fall off it, they're upset and they're crying. I'm like, you're doing really well. Try again. They're supposed to be a top striker. You shouldn't be happy with the performance. You should be really happy with the win. Really happy with the win. Just remember who you're playing. Hopefully, you can take this into the league for you, like for Chelsea fans. But there were parts of the game that looked good. I agree with Jem. There were parts of the game that looked good. But remember who you were playing, and there's a different competition. This is what I was saying to Liverpool fans yesterday. They might win today, but can you take that form from one competition to another? That's another thing, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. Neats is with us now as well. Neats, you just beat Luton. Should have been 4-1. Ended up 3-1. A little bit of Kepa tax in the game. Had a bit of everything, really. What's your sort of instant reaction to it all?
Oh God. Okay. Oh my God. I didn't even plug in my mic. Hold on.
No worries.
So embarrassing. Can you hear me?
No, we can.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. That's better.
All right, brilliant. It is just Luton. I get that, but do you know what? I'm not too sure what David was watching because we didn't really do crossing in Salah today. Like it wasn't really.
That's what I said.
Okay. It wasn't like, don't get me wrong. Like a couple of times, it was like crossing into the box or crossing to the other side. Fair enough, but it wasn't as much as it has been this entire season. So that's a positive to take away from it. We were playing more fluid football, which is good because at the moment we just pass to the sides and then we don't know what to do with it. And it was like, I think Ziyech got a lot more involved. Werner got a lot more involved today, and it was nice to see. And I really think that Werner had a good game. And it's just a shame because the penalty is probably now going to be the highlight of his game. I think the person we should be focusing on is not Mason Mount. Mason Mount is inevitable, yeah? He's Thanos. He's inevitable. And it's one of them ones I feel like, David, get over it.
It's getting boring now, isn't it?
It's like, I get the frustration. Like, I get it. But get over it. He's going to start. It's something we've got to get our head around. And when he does start, when he has a bad game, fair enough, criticize. But I don't think he had a particularly bad game today. Yes, he didn't create as much as we wanted to. But at the end of the day, I think he was probably our most impactful player in terms of energy. His energy was bouncing off of everyone else. He had so much energy through that middle. And it was nice to see because usually the energy is on zero. Him as our captain today was quite good. Everyone was like, I don't see why Mount is captain today, but it had an impact on us today, and I really enjoyed watching him. And also, I think the person we should be talking about is Pulisic. Everyone's going to tell me I have a Pulisic agenda. You guys just open your eyes.
That was one of the talking points I wanted to. That was one of the talking points I wanted to have because we know he's a talented player, but what I've seen from Hudson-Odoi in the last 4 or 5 starts and substitution appearances is somebody that's performing at a superior level. Ziyech again today I thought was excellent. Ziyech has got to start on that right hand side.
Yeah,
the left hand side's up for grabs. I think Anita's going to agree with me here. Like for me, Hudson-Odoi has now got to come into this team and replace Pulisic.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, Cho did play against Leicester and he did drop a stinker, but overall he's been better than Pulisic, I'd say, this season. He does deserve to be starting over him 100%. I agree, but we can't forget what Christian Pulisic, the type of player we had with Christian Pulisic last season, and how impactful he was. He was very. He was very good for us. You can't say that. And I agree. You've got to pick the player in form, and I agree. And I'm saying Cho should start, but I'm saying we do forget about the player he was last season, and he was a very, very good player for us. You know, and he dug us out of holes. He did. He dug us out of holes last season for me.
The thing is, what I remember Pulisic was the end of last season. Off the back of last season, he was phenomenal. I think, of course, he definitely dug us out of holes. I don't think we would have got top 4 without him.
Yeah.
And fair enough. But like we've said, and like you agree, Cho's been the better person out of him and Pulisic on that left wing. Today, he came on for Pulisic, who, by the way, could be injured again. Came on for Pulisic. And within a couple of minutes, set up a goal. Pulisic did not do anything for 17 minutes.
Well, he should have scored, didn't he? That's what he should have done. He had that chance in front of goal where he hit it straight at the goalie, which he should have buried. You know, he had two good Pulisic. He had 2 very good chances. If he would have scored them, would we have still said the same thing about him?
But that's the problem.
No, that's the problem.
He didn't. And the thing is, we've gotten on to Werner about it, and Werner, like, we've gotten onto him about it. The same energy should be for Pulisic, no?
Yeah, I hear that.
Despite what he did on the back of last year, it's not like he won us the Champions League or the Premier League or nothing. He didn't do that for us. So everyone taking it so personal that I don't really want Pulisic to start. Not you, Jem, but people in the comments. taking it that personal. It's just a bit like, it's not like I'm saying don't start Drogba or don't start Lampard or shit like that. Like, he's not that important.
Do you know what I have heard? Tammy being the young Drogba.
Oh,
Yeah, but why
let's
is there
not-
so much hate for
let's
Tammy? I don't
not
get
do
it.
this.
That's all a madness.
Please.
I think on the Pulisic thing, when I look at Hudson-Odoi, what I like about him at the moment is he just has this insatiable appetite to want to attack the player in front of him. And Pulisic, for me, is something missing at the moment. And it isn't that he's a bad... This is something that Chelsea fans shouldn't be... The argument should be a fun argument. It's like, oh, I love Pulisic. He's brilliant. We've got Hudson-Odoi that's performing better. It's a great problem for Lampard to have. And like Hudson-Odoi's elevated himself. I think he needs to be given an opportunity now. Is he better than Pulisic? I don't know. It's a debate that's almost not worth it, but the form is there. And his performances, again, you say he dropped a stinker against Leicester. I think he did the best he could. He came on. He's on for 20 minutes today. He created 2 chances. He set up the assist, but it was the difference. The game was in the balance. You know, Luton were very unlucky not to score a goal to make it 2-2. I think if Pulisic stays on and Hudson-Odoi doesn't make it onto this field of play, it would have been very, very different indeed. So I do think that left-hand side, I'd give Hudson-Odoi a 3 or 4 game Premier League run and say, go out there and do it. You know, say to Pulisic, look, you're going to play the next FA Cup round. You're going to come on as a substitute. And hopefully that can drum up the kind of competition needed to elevate that attack, especially with Havertz and Werner, so both being off form at the minute. I think it's important.
Can I just shout out one player quickly, Terry, as well? Billy Gilmore, again, such a good game today. Yeah, he's always positive on the ball, always looks forward, something that I believe Jorginho don't do enough of. And for me, he's a better Jorginho. I'm going to say it. I think he's a better Jorginho. Like he breaks up the play. He's quick. I mean, the third goal, that 1-2 with Cho in the box, and then bang, that was beautiful. Do you know what I mean? It was. He's always thinking quick. He's always thinking ahead. Before he even receives the ball, he looks round before he picks it up. Like he's a very good young prospect for us. You know that. He should be getting more minutes.
He definitely is. I think he will. My only worry or concern would have given him too many minutes. He's a very small man, and men's football, like he gets lent on a little bit. He needs to bulk up a little.
A Gilmore Kante midfield isn't exactly what you're hoping for. It's not what you're hoping for.
Stature and size, yeah, of course. I get that completely. We had a super chat here from Paul Ross, who says, I'm not happy, but I'm now starting to feel sorry for Timo, not really angry anymore. And we'll lose to Wolves 2-1, and they don't have a striker. We barely won against Luton. If it wasn't for Callum Hudson-Odoi, could have been 2-2. Paul's not happy. Speaking of people that are very, very rarely happy in this world, right, Guy, my man's back. Kai, were you impressed with Lampard? Were you impressed with Lampard's approach and tactics today to get the victory?
I thought it's better than the 4-3-3 whenever we started, but then we started using the wings again, and everything had to go through the wings. I don't know. I think we're allergic to using the midfield to actually use through balls, but it is what it is. You know, that's just the way that Lampard wants to play. You know, I'll give him the benefits of a doubt. It was a good win. I don't know about like if it's gonna work against a Premier League team, but it's a good win. It's a good win.
Are there any sort of player who stood out for you today? I mean, Mason Mount, I know someone that you always have a bit of.
Mason was. Yeah, Mason. I don't think Mason had a good game today, and I honestly think. I think Pulisic had a good game, other than the goals that he missed. But I don't think. I think he's being bullied. To be honest. I think he's being bullied because if you look at Odoi when he started, he wasn't the best either when he played against Leicester as well. I think people just nowadays, because Chelsea are not doing well, they just single out players rather than admit that the whole team is not performing well. You know.
But can I ask a question?
Yep.
Why is it that when Callum came on, we looked more threatening going forward? And why is it only took Callum a couple of minutes to assist a goal?
Well, he came off the bench against a tired championship team. People need to understand, coming off the bench, it's a lot easier than playing.
But Pulisic played the entire 70 minutes and gave us nothing.
He should have scored too. Should have.
Yeah, he should have scored, but he wasn't that bad. I think people just singling out Pulisic because they want Odoi to play, but it's not Pulisic's fault that he's picked. Lampard picks him.
Do you know what, Kai? Today I didn't even want Callum to play because I wanted everyone to see what I was talking about with Pulisic. If Pulisic played the full 90 minutes, it could have been 2-2.
Yeah,
That's a
no,
bit
I don't
harsh.
disagree. I don't disagree with you.
No,
I
but
don't
no,
disagree
no,
with
but
you.
That's a bit
it
harsh,
could
though,
have been.
isn't it?
I'm not saying it
On
would
one
have
play.
been. I'm saying it could have
Yeah.
been. We might not have scored again.
No, I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that he was as bad as people make him to be. Yeah, he had a few chances that he missed, but it's like our whole attack missed a lot of chances. I think Pulisic just needs to come off, let Adoy have a run of games, but I think the energy is directed to the wrong guy. It should be directed to Lampard.
Can I just say, Tammy had to have 3 or 4 chances to get a hat trick as
Yep.
well, yeah? How many
No,
chances
no.
does a guy want to
Well,
score a
bruv,
blooming goal?
You know what?
you have to have at least 3 chances to get a hat trick.
Yeah, but apparently
Yeah.
we don't do that. We don't. Apparently we don't create enough. No, you know what I mean. After we had the 2 goals,
Sorry,
he had 3 or
I
4
know.
more chances before he actually got his 3rd goal. Is what I was trying to say. So
But do you
It
know
is
what
what
it
it
is?
is.
Yeah? Do you know what it is, right? Yeah, with the whole Pulisic thing, yeah, I don't want people to think I have an agenda, right? With the whole Pulisic thing, he is our main player when it comes to scoring goals off the back of last season, right? If someone is not producing the same quality he was producing last season, it's time to bench them and start starting the player who is producing for a couple more games. I'm not saying, I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi is a better player than Pulisic. I think Pulisic is probably the more rounded player. But when it comes to playing as a winger, Callum has been showing him up every single time Callum comes off the bench. He showed him up. And it's not a coincidence. It's not just Frank Lampard. Because at the end of the day, if it was just Frank Lampard, Callum wouldn't really be getting involved either. It's not just a Frank Lampard thing. It's about the quality in the final third. Unfortunately, Pulisic he's a little bit selfish. Let's keep it G. He's
Yeah,
quite
Anita, but who picks him? Who picks him when he's out form? It's Lampard. The energy should be directed at
it's
Lampard.
Lampard. Don't get me
Because
wrong.
Adoy has been very good when he comes on. But the issue
Yeah.
is I don't think Lampard rates him. And that's where it lies. He could have amazing
Exactly.
games, but he still doesn't play. It's not Pulisic's fault that Lampard picks him.
But
Pulisic is out of form.
Exactly. But the fact that Pulisic is out of form doesn't mean because Lampard picks him that we cannot criticize. I will still criticize
No, we
him.
can't criticize him, but he's the one who gets picked. He
Can I ask
himself said that
Kai,
he's off form.
Can I ask you a question, Kai? You said the word bullied. Who's bullying Pulisic?
Bullying Pulisic.
You said they're bullying him. You said that earlier. Who's bullying him? Like the manager, the fans?
No. I think our fans direct all the energy that Adoy is not starting on Pulisic. He's not the one who picks himself. He knows that he's off form, but Lampard is the one who picks them, and they're blaming Pulisic for Adoy not playing, and it's not his fault. It's like how David blames Mouth for everything when it's not his fault. He's being picked.
To be honest, the one thing I'm going to do is not criticise Lampard today. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like
I will.
I feel like we played different today. I feel like we were different to the previous games that we played before overall. I know you guys still think that we play off our wings. I didn't see that in 3 of our goals. I thought it was all through the middle. Link play looked good. You know, we've just got to carry it into next week against Wolves and Burnley. Whether or not we can do it with this formation and get away with it is the biggest question now. It's just seeing if we can do that. You know, so it is what it is.
No, I'm sorry. This guy is honestly the most. I don't even have words for it anymore because like it's Luton and we're all getting gas. Like it happened against Morecambe,
No one's got gas.
and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna beat Leicester 4-0." Now we've beaten Luton, everyone's like, "Well, we're gonna beat Wolves now." Like he didn't make it again. We were playing poorly. It was 2-1, and it takes him 25-30 minutes to make a simple substitution that we can all see like he needs to make. After 10-15 minutes, if your team doesn't change after half time, why are you just keeping the same
but
people
David,
on?
before he made that substitution, we had clear chances, which we were not putting away. Players were not putting
That's
away.
cool.
What are you
Cool.
forgetting?
Then you put people on who can finish those chances or who can create better chances for the people to finish. And that's what Hudson-Odoi was there.
David, what's your perfect team? What's your perfect team would be? What would your perfect team be?
David, sorry, isn't it? But that's exactly what Lampard did. He made those pitches.
Yeah, but my point is,
Are you now going to go that nitpicky and say, "Well, I would have preferred him to be 6.5 minutes earlier"?
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
my point is that it's cool, it's Luton, but when it comes to Wolves, I'm not even going to count Burnley because we already beat Burnley this season. Like we've got to beat them again.
No, you got to count them. They beat Liverpool, bruv.
I don't care. We've already pammed them 3-0. Why are we trying to go backwards? Like it doesn't make sense. All I'm saying, when we go up against better quality teams, waiting until the 65th, 70th minute might not work for you. It might not, and it hasn't worked for him all season. So why he keeps doing it, I don't know.
Well, because it's not that important of a game.
I mean, you can say that, but like he
How
was
can you
talking
be
about
so
earlier on
angry?
about how much he loves.
It's not that important of a game.
Oh
First
my
of
God.
all, he pretty much started a proper like.
David,
30
you're
like,
angry. David.
Oh
Mate.
my god!
Wait,
Honestly,
you came on this show on Tuesday, whenever it was that you lost, and you were quite, no, you looked down in the dumps and upset. You win today, and you're coming in like you're looking to square up to man another fight, bruv. Like you look.
Yeah.
What happened last night? Did she say no? What's wrong?
against Leicester, I'd already accepted we were going to lose. I'd already accepted. I was like, at least today we're going to get a good performance. Nope, it was average again.
No,
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't- I don't
it's a
agree.
win,
I don't
man.
agree with you. I'm
Who
sorry.
gives a shit? It's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
We're not Arsenal. Chelsea have never gave a fuck about the FA Cup, man. And
Yes,
wrong.
you have. That's not
No, we
true.
haven't.
True.
No, we haven't. It's
Chelsea-
always was the second choice thing. We never prioritize. We play kids at the majority of it.
It's not available.
The FA Cup is the second choice for everyone who's trying to win a league title.
Come on, man.
Prerequisite. You'd never pick the FA Cup over the league. But Chelsea Football Club were the first of the big four originally. I remember like you'd have a third round draw and you'd be playing your full team. I remember sitting there going, we're playing Luke Chadwick, and you man were like playing. You guys have taken this serious. Well, you won so many of them especially in the early Roman days, bro.
That's true.
And do you know why it's important? Do you know why it's important? It annoys me that people disregard the FA Cup. You know, like Man United and Liverpool are now having this argument about who the biggest club is. It's done by looking at major trophies, Premier Leagues, Champions League, FA Cups. You just want to have, if your club has the most of all of them, you're the best team in the country ever. Like that's my drive. Like for me, I was so annoyed the year United didn't take part in this because we went to the international Mickey Mouse Cup. And I'm like, why are we giving up the FA Cup? The FA Cup is something that people actually care about. Like you could have 10 World Club you had 10 World Club Championships, you'd be 10 times Champions League winners. So maybe that isn't a great example, but you get my point. Like that's a nothing tournament.
I get you, Terry. But right now, our priority should be on the league because we're ninth. That's where Chelsea and Lampard are.
I think Lampard would want to win a trophy, though, Kai. That's the thing.
Hi, can I ask a question? Would you rather, get top four or push for top four or push for an FA Cup at the minute?
No, top four, because we need top four. We need Champions League. We can't just go backwards.
I agree
We can't
with
go
that.
backwards.
But I think we should also be competing for a trophy as well.
I think we should be doing both. I don't think
agree.
one is more important than the other.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but the Premier League should be our bread and butter. That's the one that we should be focusing on the majority of our attempts.
Why can't both of them be our bread and butter?
No, we need to win
But
both.
we have done it. We can beat these teams with a second federal team. We can experience against those teams. We have a good squad, so I'm not complaining. David is the one who came here complaining about playing shit in the FA Cup and winning 4-1. I don't care. Like for me, it's acceptable. It's acceptable win.
When I eat bread and butter, I always have 2 slices of bread. Yeah, FA Cup and the Premier League.
You know what you do?
Those are my 2 slices of bread. They come together. I would rather get top 4 and an FA Cup at the same time. Not one.
Of course, yeah, I hear that.
No, I agree. Listen, when you have bread and butter, always a little bit of salt on it. Oh, amazing! Trust me.
Salt.
Terry, I've done that. I've done that.
I went to a posh restaurant, right, about 2 or 3 years ago. This big client meeting. I didn't know what to do. There's about 15 knives and forks in front of me. I was sitting there and I was like, bro, this ain't like my world. And they brought all this bread and it was freshly cooked through the steam. And they had these little things of butter. And then like, proper like salt. It's like flakes of it and stuff. It isn't like out of a Saxo bottle. And I buttered the bread. And then I was watching everyone else and they were like sprinkling it on. So I was like, I sprinkled it on. I tried it. Oh, fuck, that's actually nice. I never thought to do it. So, little tip for people: a little bit of salt in bread.
That's the first one I've heard, mate. I tell you.
It's really cool.
They also used to bring this. They bought this. It's the first time I had caviar as well. They brought out these little not good. I tried caviar, put it in my mouth. I had to act sophisticated. I'm like, in my head, I was like, I prefer cold fish fingers to caviar. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I hate caviar.
It's nasty. Mo here says, "Can you stop being such a prat, David?"
All I'm saying, when Wolves comes about on Wednesday and we drop another clanger and we potentially lose, I don't want to hear it.
Why are you just so negative all the time?
Because there's no tangible evidence for me to be like it's going to suddenly change.
No, I hear you. I hear you, David, but I don't get why you complain about the FA Cup and when we won it. Like, who gives a shit? We won.
Sorry, Clyde. David, no one's come on here and said have you changed your outlook for the season and on Lampard because of beating Luton? What we're saying is, are you happy with today's performance? You're like, no, I don't like. You're like a kid that didn't get what he wanted.
It's like you got the wrong color car toy, you know.
Yeah, I wanted the red one, not the blue one. Stomp, 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 stomp.
He's definitely a Tory, isn't he? 100%. I know that.
Sorry, boy.
He's definitely
Sorry,
a Tory boy
David.
all day.
David's a conservative, man. That's
Yeah,
what you are,
definitely.
David.
Looking ahead to Wolves, Neats.
Okay.
Are you confident? That's the game this week, is it Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves on Wednesday.
Wolves on Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you confident looking ahead to that game?
No. No, not a damn chance. We played them the other week, mate. They're gonna beat us. Like they're actually going to dismantle us small. Like let's keep it real. David does have a point with the fact that nothing's really changed. Like it's still gonna be the same old rubbish. We should take our wins when they come. That's the only time I disagree with David, because this was really good that we actually won a match. It's nice to have that feeling, but at the end of the day,
Doesn't come often, does it?
yeah. And I don't expect us to win at Wolves. I expect Frank Lampard to go back to playing on the wings. If he plays a 4-2, a 4-2-2-2, whatever, 4-4-2, I will be more happy. I think with the L's that we've been having, the reason why I haven't been happy is just because of the way we've been playing. If we're taking L's, but I can see that we're playing like good football, we're really trying, and like it looks like Frank Lampard is doing something on the touchline like he was today. This is the first time I've seen Frank Lampard shout from the touchline in God knows how long.
Yeah,
maybe this is his level. I don't know.
Well, he doesn't want to lose his job,
No,
That's
maybe.
how
But
it's-
the thing is, he didn't want to lose his job against Arsenal, Man City.
You see what, Anita? We played a 4-2-2-2 today, right? That's Tuchel's formation. You know that formation style play for PSG.
Terry's video. He watched Terry's video, and he's like,
Yeah,
Tuchel, I'll give you the English.
Which is
Tuchel.
unusual.
Preparing Tuchel for the summer. Who
Oh
knows?
my god!
Yeah.
You know how-
He
But
might
you
be.
know what I mean? The 4-2-2-2, it worked today. Don't get me wrong. Again, I will emphasize it is just Luton.
Yeah, but they're half timers.
it
So.
worked. Yeah, but it worked. And I would like to see him play it against Wolves, but again.
Do you know what I'd say about all this? I was listening to a commentator said it during Southampton's game against Arsenal. So I went and dug out the interview. Ralph, I can never say his name. Hasselhoff.
Hassan Hootel.
Hootel. Yeah.
Ralph. He was talking about. He's someone who's heavily linked with the Chelsea job. He's one of the sort of top 5 favourites. I've heard a lot of United fans say, "Oh, I'd love him at our club. He has a clear system." Go and talk, right? He literally says, "I don't have a clear system. I train my team to play in 3 different systems, and often in games,
Yeah, I saw that.
we'll use all 3 systems and approaches in one game." And you then start researching it. And actually, the more I've read about Tuchel this week, I've touched on some Klopp stuff because it goes into Dortmund stuff. They don't have this one system approach that people talk about is a fallacy.
Yeah,
It's formations and different styles, different approaches, different tempos for particular teams and different formations. And that's exactly what Fergie was so famous for. How he'd play at home against Leicester would be different to how he played away against Chelsea. And that's what's kind of important for people. I just want us to play 4-3-3 week in, week out. It's never going to work.
No.
You know, want to play 4-2-2 every week. No, because teams will go up against you differently. And one of the reasons why teams sometimes struggle against Burnley is they adopt the 4-4-2 in the same way that Ralph is doing. And a lot of centre backs are not accustomed at the moment to playing against 2 central strikers. And I felt you did that quite well today because you played with Tammy in that central role, and Werner kind of played the off striker role, which actually is where he was playing for RB.
Right.
He started as a secondary striker with Paulson and moved left and right and all over. And that's the one thing. My only real criticism of Lampard has been there's been no variation to his play. It's almost like he's listened again to hipsters on YouTube that say it's fashionable to have a one system, like a magic glove, one size fits all approach, and you don't yield from it. And I just don't think it works. You need to have a plan B, plan C, and then in games, you've got to be able to manage it and say, right, we're 2-0 up now. And let's go to 5 minutes. When we're out of possession, we'll have 5 at the back, 3 in midfield. And we'll try and break on the wings, whatever it may be. I don't know. I'm throwing shit out there now. I'm not a coach.
To add to that, just really quickly, I know you want to go to callers really quickly, but just really quickly to add to that, this is where the frustration from me comes from, because even Maddison spoke about it after Leicester played us, yeah? On recovery, they go to like a 4-2-2 or a 4-4-2 or something. But when they're breaking, they change their formation. Things like that. It's so helpful to have a different shape every time something different changes in the match. Things like that is something that an experienced manager can give us at Chelsea. Having a 4-3-3 formation when we're attacking, when we're recovering, when we're 3-0 down, it doesn't make any sense. If you're switching it up during game time, that will give the fans more hope that, okay, that he's actually trying different things. He's not being stubborn and sticking by what he knows. Having variation in the match and having different game plans, stuff like that. And it comes with being tactically aware. Once your opposition changes their tactics, you have to change yours to match theirs so you can be one step ahead. You have to be one step ahead.
And it also,
that we actually we train with drills, like we just train as in like trying to understand this whole cross and getting it to the eights and getting it to the wings and stuff without actually tactically understanding the opposition. That is a problem, and that's where the fault with Frank Lampard is coming from.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm actually more worried about the Burnley game than I am the Wolves game, because if we're gonna play crosses against Burnley, it's like I'm a master of this. We can do this all day, crosses. Like if we're gonna play crosses against Burnley, that we're not going to win that game. So it's interesting to see what Lampard is going to do against Burnley, because if we played our usual game, I just see it happening like the same thing that happened against Liverpool. They're getting like a set piece or whatever and winning 1-0.
No,
we're not going to match them in crosses.
I agree with that completely, Kai. And I think this whole formation thing for me, what's your favourite formation, Terry? Are we in or out of possession? Are we winning or losing? Because a 4-3-3 very quickly becomes a 4-5-1, or a 4-2-3-1 can become a 4-3-3. By one player stepping back 10 yards. Yeah. It's not about the fixed position. It's how you're trained to maneuver within. What I like about a fluid system, and if you're a very good coach, you can teach your players in game. So in game, right? I don't like this idea of being a system where every player sticks to his prescribed formation and starting position. Because today, if Rashford's playing on the left and he can't break down Trent because it's overloaded, what I want him and the players to work out, and they shouldn't need a manager to sit there and shout this at them. You know why? Because the manager doesn't just shout and tell them what to do. The opponents are going to counteract. Like, think about it. People go, the manager should be telling everyone what to do. What? So you want the manager shouting out loudly what you want him to do? Like the other team are not going to go, all right, we'll move over 3 yards as well. Then you dickhead. It's stupid.
Hey, that's why you need code words. Have you watched Coach Carter when they're talking about the aunties and stuff? Like,
yeah.
Coach Carter.
They changed the formation of Auntie Marie or something. I don't know.
They'll run up and down patting it. I love that film, man.
You know what they need? They need NFL headphones, for the coaches.
You can tell one player quietly and they can feed it through. But sometimes what you need is the team and the captain to turn around and say, do you know what? It's not working on the left. Yeah. One of the scenarios we worked on in training is that we're going to Man United, especially great example. I can talk about it easier because I watch it. People always double up on our left because we don't attack down our right. So we need to say, okay, if it's not working down the left, we keep pushing it down that way. I don't blame the manager. I blame the players for not reacting in time. If you're just crossing the ball in and it's not working, I expect the players to try something a little different. Now, a Lampard outer would say, well, they must not be working on it in training. I will say this to defend any manager. Even a Sam Allardyce, they don't just do one thing all day, every day in training. They do work on other things. Like, there's no evidence. No players ever come out and said, you know what, when we played for Jose, all I got to do was header balls out the box 6 days a week in training. Like, it's a nonsense. They do work on these things. We're going to go to some calls here. First up, we're going to have Jezza on the line. Jezza, welcome back to the Terrace.
Hey, Terry, what's going on, man?
What do you want to say, big man?
I want to say I agree with Jim today. I don't think it's the day. Today's not the day we should be criticizing Lampard. I get David's frustration with his game management and team selection. I mean, we were all crying out for Callum to start. And I agree with Anita. It's not necessarily to say that Callum is better than Pulisic. They're both our players. It's just you got to pick the form player at the moment because we need results at the moment. I agree with everyone again as well with this new formation, the 4-2-2. But I have a question for Anita. What do you make of the fact that if we play this formation, there's only space for either Ziyech or Havertz because it looks like they both can't play. For me, I don't think it's a bad thing because it's necessarily a bad thing because Ziyech is our best player, and having Havertz out the team is probably, more beneficial for him at this stage. I don't know. What do you think?
I think until Lampard can figure out how to accommodate them all, if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Let's say we play against a Premier League team. Let's say we play against Wolves and we completely blow Wolves out of the park, or we blow them out of the water, or we just win like a measly 1-0 or 2-1. Yeah, that's something that works. And if we have to sacrifice Havertz for it to work and for us to win more games, then that's a sacrifice we have to make until we can find another formation that can accommodate them both. Because at the end of the day, we all know that. What's his face? Mason Mount is not getting benched. I think for me, it will be a thing between Mason Mount and Havertz, who starts between them two. But of course, that's just not going to be a possibility at this moment in time because Mason Mount, he's just never going to get benched by Frank Lampard. It's just something that we have to deal with until Lampard either leaves or he finds a way to accommodate everyone. So I wouldn't really mind with it as long as we're winning matches. But if he does it over and over again and we're not winning matches, it is a problem.
Yeah, I hear that. Jezza, thank you very much, mate, for coming on, mate, and having your say. Top man, thank you. Next caller we're going to go to is going to be Chris. Chris, welcome to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, mate?
Yeah, can you hear me, yeah?
Perfect, bro. Who do you support and what do you want to say?
I support Chelsea. First things first, yeah? Werner is the greatest striker I've ever seen with my own two eyes, yeah? Listen, as Chelsea fans, yeah, we've been through so much trouble with strikers, innit, yeah? Like, for once, can we back this guy? Because, when he missed that penalty, my heart broke. Like, my heart literally broke. Like, I was watching, I wanted to cry. I was like, oh, my God. Secondly, yeah, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, clear as day, please. Hudson-Odoi, please, and thank you. And honestly, yeah, this win don't even mean nothing in it, but I'm just bare gassed that we finally got a win. So, yeah, I thank you for having me on the show, man.
Chris, bro, the greatest striker you've ever seen.
Yes, bro, greatest striker I've ever seen. Fam, Juliet, all of these man, nothing on him. I said it with confidence in my chest.
Hang on, what? Hang on, guys, one sec. So when you say greatest, I mean better than Drogba?
Fam, better than Drogba, better than Harry Kane, better than Alan Shearer, better than all them, man. He's
better than
great
Diego
I've ever
Costa.
seen. Yes, man. Diego Costa was only good for like half a season.
You know what? I'm a Werner fan, but I think you're high, man. I think
you're
high.
smoking, bro.
No, there's a reason why he's not showing his face because he knows he doesn't want this to come back and haunt him, man. There's a reason why you're not confident. You're not confident.
No, on the real, now I'm trolling in it, but on the real, like, can you support the guy in it? Like, I'm asking all the Chelsea fans in it, like, support the guy because it's obvious he's low on confidence. Like, I saw his head just drop so many times. I saw him walking, but he's still running he's trying so hard. It's just not coming off of him, innit? So you got to support him. Big him up.
Timo trying. Absolutely. Chris, well said, mate. Well said. It's nice to see a fan come on and actually say something. David, you can learn a lot
from him.
You could, David. You can learn a lot from that.
When my team starts playing well, I'll be happy.
Then I'll be happy.
I will be
You're like
happy.
a spoiled brat, you know that. That's what
Actually, David only smiles when his team wins and when the Tories win the vote. That's it. They're the only two times. We've got Roman on the show now. Roman's a Liverpool fan. What do you want to say?
Hi, sorry. I think Chelsea need to stop chopping and churning with formations because.
Roman, sorry to interrupt you. How old are you?
15.
Brother, you're too young to be on the show, I'm afraid. Very sorry, young man. Yeah, I need because parents' permission stuff. Sorry, bro. I was like, yeah.
Same age as David. Why is David on here then?
David is like
as well.
100%. He's above 11. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you just said, "Yeah, I'm 16," I'd have gone fine. Keep talking. My voice ain't broke yet, but I can't.
This kid needs to learn how to lie, man.
Yeah. Also, honest, we've got some Rashan on the line. What do you want to say, mate?
Yo, welcome on, people. What are you telling me? What's it? I think today's been one of those games where it's like you can even look at it from raw. It was Luton. We should have done better anyway. Other side, it's like, fam, we've had some uncomfortable games this year. Like one of my friends, Tom, he's a Arsenal fan, and I said to him, "We're gonna do unspeakable things to you. we get slapped. So it's like, let's take it as it comes to us, innit? Like our players' confidence, their motivation, it varies, innit? So we take the win. David, fam, just be happy, bro. Just be happy.
Bro, I can't hack getting gassed and then going back down. After game week 2, I've relaxed in it.
David, one of your friends need to take you to a strip club, man. You are too sad, man. I swear to God.
I can't though, because there's COVID outside, bro. Like,
have them delivered in. Have them delivered in, man. I know they do that nowadays.
I think he's Benjamin Mendy. What the fuck? Delivered in. But he's at uni. You shouldn't have to if I heard it was on tap at university. That's what I read.
In there, you can get it for free, Paul.
Come Kingston, fam. I'll show you a good time. Don't worry. Come Kingston.
Ooh.
What, you were gonna shout? What?
Whoa.
Bro, that's
You're gonna give him a good time, bro.
David needs all the help he can get, man. Help him
That
out.
kind of phrase. If you're gonna show him a good time, bro.
You need to specify.
My.
Jeez, listen, brother. Thank you for coming on, having your say, mate. Nice to have a bit of positive energy on the show. Pick up yourself, brother. Take care, mate. Go to Kingston, David, and have a good time. Good time.
David would get lost in Kingston. He wouldn't know what to do
Don't talk to them about XG though. Huh?
Yeah, I'd love to see David in proper London just to see how he is.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God, that person spat. Oh, what is this fried chicken? It literally would be like sitting there listening to his Tom Jones music in his ears. The proper cold.
I love a bit of Tom Jones.
Pick up some food from the ice street. Be looking for his silver knife and fork. Is that? Where's my silver knife and fork?
I only eat Nobu because that's how posh I am. You know, big up and all of them. Love my guys.
Can I just say, yeah, about Werner, yeah, because the guy that came on and talked about Werner, right? I really think he has a point. Like, we do need to be backing him as much as we can. No, not you guys, but like, you know, I've seen on the TL people are going ham on him, and even my dad really goes ham on that guy. And no, literally, like he always say, look at your friend. And the thing is, right, my dad knew he was gonna miss today, and all he did was just laugh in my face. And it's just like if we support him a bit more, maybe on the TL, maybe on Instagram, if I post, and we're not coming for him as much, it might take some pressure off of his shoulders. Like, I'm only saying it because I really know what this guy is capable of and what he can do. And it's really depressing seeing him he had his head down for so long after the penalty. He didn't move. His head was just down, and so sad to see. With Morata, it was all guns blazing. I didn't give a damn because there were just some things that Morata did that was just unforgivable.
I didn't see his head down when he missed that penalty. He nearly ripped his shirt off. He was so angry with himself. It was like he was mad.
The thing is, after the Kovacic pass and he got played in, I was so confident of him scoring because he went round the keeper and I was like, he's finally done it. And the guy came in around the back and just took him out. And I was like,
I have a confession. I have a confession though. I updated the thumbnail and scored to 4-1. I was like, can I do a bit of Terry Judge? I'm going to change it. Like, if Man United are losing today with 10 minutes to go, I'm updating it. Man United bottle it. Are we putting that title out in?
Man United could be losing 4-0. Terry's like, Man United gets smashed 5-4 later.
We're going to do a few more calls here. First one's Josh Gilmore. It looks like his house. He's either been smoking a lot or he's got a dirty lens or he's got like an dry ice machine. Josh, welcome back. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, sorry about my quality. I dropped my phone. My phone is cracked, so that's why it's really bad. So
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You haven't got to worry about it. I just was wondering, well, brother, it looks like you're in like you're having like a little, you're baking yourselves in. If you get what I'm saying, bro.
The house is burning
I
down.
wish.
No, he looks like he's in war, man. He looks like he's in war.
What's wrong with your camera? Nothing. My house. I don't know why that's funny. It just is. Yeah, Josh, what do you want to say, pal? What do you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to say really that, you know, I mean, look, we won 3-1. It should have been 4-1, but we won 3-1. We go to the next round. We should beat Barnsley. So yeah, there we go. Then we're moving forward. I think you know, just try and be positive. You know, it was all right. You know, yes, we beat Luton. Fantastic. You know, people in the comments are really funny. I was reading the comments here on this video. People like Liverpool fans, United fans, they're like, oh, Chelsea fans are like, yeah, we're going to win the title now, or, you know, gassing up against beating Luton. No one's saying that. Like, I know every time like a rival will say that. Like, they say, "Oh, say this and that." Would no
Break
one
our
say
rivals,
that?
break our rivals, bruv.
Yeah.
No one say
Ah.
that. Like, it's so
No,
funny, but
I hear you on that, bro. Listen, Josh, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, big
Cheers,
man.
mate.
You take care. And I hope you get that phone sorted soon. Quick question. We've got a super chat. This is a quick question. Why does Werner deserve time and patience, but Tammy, who is our top goal scorer, again gets written off? I'll hand that over to Neats.
Chelsea fans who know me know I support Tammy anyway, so that's not really a question for me. I like Tammy. When he does make stupid mistakes, we always question him for making stupid mistakes. I used to say the craziest things about Tammy. So if you know me, you wouldn't have asked that question to me. So maybe it's for the other guys. Terry, you know how I feel about Tammy.
Well,
You saw it last season.
I was looking for you to throw salt at these men. That's what I was doing it for.
It's all of them. Look,
who doesn't like Tammy? Which one of you boys don't like Tammy? All right, so
David.
Yeah, but David doesn't like anybody, man. David doesn't like anybody other than Adoy, man.
yeah, David.
What do you mean, who do I like?
Why
I like-
won't you give Tammy time, but you give Werner time?
Because I just don't. Because I feel like this is Tammy's. Like, you can see with Werner, it's not his peak performance. Like Werner's still got. You can see he's got levels to where he can go. I feel like with Tammy, this is it. Like I feel like this is Tammy's ceiling. And if this is his ceiling, we're in big trouble if this is our main striker.
Lukaku level.
So
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate I don't hate Tammy, but Tammy's like it's like whole bread, It's just it's not interesting. He's not a fun player to watch. It's just like an elephant in the circus trying to like keep a ball from bouncing. It's like it's just not interesting to watch. It's not a fun player to watch. It's just
He got hat-trick, bruv. Hat-trick in the FA Cup. Have you done that?
That's nice. No, I appreciate what he does for the team. He's just not a very fun player to watch.
You know what I have realised about you, Kai, though, now that you've got a better quality camera? You're actually quite a good-looking bloke, aren't you?
I've been told, man. I've been told that many times. I know, man.
Yeah, you are. You do. Honestly, bruv. They've got chiseled jaw. You've got big arms. You know what I mean? Big earphones, everything, bruv. Big.
Yeah, man. The headphones are also big to match everything.
Good look at it. You got a, yes, big. I've heard the rumors. I've seen it. We've got young Alex on the show now. Young Alex is a Chelsea fan. What do you want to say, big man? How you doing, mate? What do you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say I think the performance was all right today. I think Gilmore was finally actually getting a chance in the team and actually was moving the ball forwards for once, not like Jorginho moving the ball sideways and backwards. So I think Gilmore was kind of the shining light today. I think a lot of people didn't maybe he was I kind of actually like saw him every time on the ball, and he was playing like also like quick passes straight forward. And then I think with Tammy is that today he was all right, but then there was so many moments where he could have had 6 goals today. There was so many times when the ball just kind of ran past down the line and just he didn't kind of gamble on that opportunity. But the performance was okay today. But I felt sorry for Timo. I felt so sorry for Timo.
I get that. It's hard for me to feel sorry for him, though. If I'm being honest,
I just wanted him to score.
The fact that he's a Chelsea player and he's German, me being a United fan and being English, I got no sympathy. Pure rivalry. I'm like, it's literally like double bubble for me. Alex, thank you for waiting and being patient.
Jerry, you know how many German subscribers you're losing now for that comment?
Listen, and it's sporting rivalry.
Scheiße, subscribe.
Unsubscribe, yeah.
The thing is now as well. I like Billy. I do actually like Billy Gilmore. I think he's actually quite good. My only problem again is I don't want to be relying on Billy Gilmore. And I feel like he's like, if he gets a massive run of games, he'll then go through the typical, I'm a young player, so I'm going to have a massive dip in performance, because that's what they all do, apart from like 1 or 2 out of 100 or 200 of them.
Well, Paul Rossi says Gilmore won't play against Wolves. You can bet your life on it.
He might not, and I don't think he should. I really don't think he should. I think
Jesus
he
Christ,
should be.
man.
No, he should be used sparingly. The way that Pep Guardiola uses Phil Foden, that's the way we should be using our young players, not playing them week in, week out.
Rams with us. Obviously, Rams a Liverpool fan. Kick off against United in an hour. What you here to say, bro?
I was just here to say that Chelsea are back. You know what I mean? Chelsea,
Shut up. You're not back either, though. You're not back either.
Tammy scoring goals. Callum is building a beautiful play. Billy Gilmore looking like the young Scottish Javi. You know what I mean?
God, man, you're more.
I think you guys are.
You are
back,
more
you know?
ridiculous than the New Balance kit you're wearing, man.
I think you guys are back. You know, like
Nah,
I know Ziyech didn't have a great game. I think he was all right, but you know how good Ziyech is, bro. The goal that you conceded was because of Kepa. Trust me, Edouard Mendy would say that. You guys are fine.
Okay.
You guys are
Man,
back.
I love how we just haven't. I love how we just haven't
Ram.
talked about
All
that.
right.
I love how we just haven't talked about Kepa because we just all expect.
I was going to ask, have you guys talked about Kepa?
There is no, because you won. There was no need. There was a part of me when that goal went in. I was like, I just looked. Did you know what's the maddest thing about Kepa when it comes to them weekends? He's quite a big geezer. Like he's got a bit of size about him. Do you know what I mean? He ain't skinny. He's tall. You know, he's mad.
Are we talking about Kepa or Mendy now? Who are we talking about?
Kepa.
He ain't
About
tall.
6'2". Well, technically,
Kepa is like 5'11".
Okay, well, that's
No,
tall.
he's like 6'2".
Nah,
He's like
he's
6'2". He's like 6'2".
6'2". For
No,
David's metric of
guys, I
goalkeepers, it's
promise you, I promise you, I went to Chelsea Arsenal, I think last year, and no, not last year, 2 years ago. I looked at this guy in goal. He is tiny. He is absolutely tiny. Go to Stamford Bridge. What's
So
him like? He's lying.
I'm gonna watch him. Maybe he's lying on his stats. There's the thing going around about players adding.
Don't they measure them? Don't they measure them though? Like whenever every Premier League season.
But sometimes they measure you with boots and so
not
on.
skinny geezer. You should be saving those shots. I was sitting there thinking, if Chelsea lose this because of another, and there was a header at the end of the first half where the guy flicks it on, and Kepa caught it, and then he made that save. Either of those goals go in easily, I was like, Lampard's done out here more because you can play a goalie in every game. Goalies ain't knackered. You can play a goalie every week. I don't really get why he's playing Kepa. It makes no sense. You know he's going to make a mistake in every game he plays in. It's playing Russian roulette with the result. That's the only thing I'd really criticize Lampard on today is there's no need to ever put Kepa in goal again. Play a kid, play an academy player. They're going to do better than him.
I think Kepa does it on purpose. I think he just wants Lampard to go. So he's like, all right, you're going to play me payback. Say what you want about Spanish people. Spanish people hold grudges, man. They hold grudges.
You know what? Yeah, not to even go dark on the stream, yeah, but it is for his mental health. Like he is in a really shit place at the minute. So I respect Lampard for bringing him in games like this. But however, if I see him in a Premier League match, I'm actually going to lose it. So yeah.
You know what I hear with that is there's an element of truth in that. I get like try and boost him up and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you've got to try and sell him as well. So you've got to try and help him perform. But if I've got a salesperson that's in my team and they burn every customer we get, they can do some admin job. I can't put them in the field. I can't put them out there talking to clients. That's the problem. It's okay against Luton because even if you conceded a second, you've got the firepower to beat them. But as soon as you go up against a better quality team, Kepa can't. Kepa can help warm the other goalies up. That would be his job now. 200 grand to warm people up. I'd be like, bro,
when you do say that Kepa is tiny, like he's not built like other goalkeepers are, like top class.
Yeah.
Like
He's not. I think because we used to Courtois, who's like 6'6" or something. So after that, everybody looks tiny.
I didn't even rate Courtois.
Fuck off. Courtois was amazing, man.
No, he wasn't. He was average.
David, you.
What is wrong with you, David?
How many golden gloves did you win? How many clean sheets? You have agendas, man.
He was just very good at. He was just very good at basics. That's all he was. He was a very good basic.
Oh God! Shut up, David. Shut up, David.
Shut up. His Ram is so spineless. He's trying to give us all this bad karma. Man can't even handle the pressure of being title holders.
Speaking about that, Terry, remember when we did the prediction and I said Liverpool's squad depth is not good enough and they're going to scroll all the way down to fourth by mid-table? You remember that? How much hate was I getting? Where are you Liverpool fans, man?
You pretty much got forced off of social media for about 5 weeks. Like, that's how much crap you were getting.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
I was a meme for so freaking long. I went private. I had Liverpool fans. I had like 400 Liverpool fans request to be my friend. They were requested. They're still there.
Requesting for all I got is death threats. I didn't get any friend requests. Just death threats.
If what she said has come true, that makes no sense. It's Chelsea gave Kepa a 7-year contract. It's true.
Is that true?
Yeah, 7 years.
Did you see the stat that came out about Willian? And it was like this season, it's like no shots on target, no and you sort of, it's terrible. And then you realize He's got another 2.5 years of being paid 250 grand a week. It's a madness. Chelsea, like, I know that you guys didn't sell him, but they've been absolutely
finessed.
It's not even fun. It's like it's fraud, bruv. Like, honestly, I think someone could go to. This is bigger than PPI mis-selling. This is one of the worst. Like, I don't know how they managed to convince someone to take that. Someone's creaming some of his money. He's giving 10, 20 grand.
I mean, to be fair, the worst transfer of all time is actually Eden Hazard. He actually is like. Did you not see what I put in the group chat the other day when it was like, there's a goalkeeper in Spain who took a penalty and now he's got more goals in La Liga than Eden Hazard.
Hey, not anymore.
He scored yesterday.
He scored yesterday. Oh, damn.
And it was a
David,
good goal. It was a great goal.
With Eden Hazard, Real Madrid literally paid for his butt cheeks, man. That's all they paid for with that 120 million. That's all they got because he's not the player that we had at Chelsea.
So when you guys sold him for like 100 mil, it was like, it's a pretty bad flop so far for 100 mil. And then when it all came out in the summer, it was actually 150. I just feel like poor old Hazard must have just thought, the pressure's just gone up by another 50 million. Like the biggest transfer in the history of the world. And I know a lot of it's injuries and stuff, but at the end of the day, like if you keep getting injured, you're still a flop. Like, look at it's not as bad. But do you remember Jonathan Woodgate? Do you kids remember what happened to Jonathan Woodgate when he went?
Yeah, he got a red card.
The man got a red card in like his first game, and then after that was just dropping stinkers.
See, no, it was worse than that. It was basically, I might be exaggerating here, but he spent the first 2 years not playing because he was injured.
Oh yeah.
And then when he eventually made his debut, he got sent off.
And you know what's funny? At Chelsea, he was rarely injured, which is insane. Like they're never buying players from us ever again, Real Madrid. I'm telling you, they're never gonna. It's like no.
Jonathan Woodgate at Chelsea.
No.
He's talking about Hazard.
Oh, Hazard. Sorry. I thought it was about Woodgate. I swear I didn't see Chelsea. Tammy Abraham has the same amount of hat tricks as Willian has shots on target this season.
Jesus Christ.
That must hurt Arsenal.
Did you not see Troops yesterday? How vexed he was. He was so angry. William just came on the pitch. It was literally. It was like a certain somebody with Pogba. It was that level.
Do you know how mad Arsenal fans are at the moment? So I watch other fan channels. Of course, I do show my support. I was watching AFTV yesterday. I had to stay up because I had to watch my guy Conor McGregor get beat up. He got beat. Do you know what I love about McGregor though? When he loses, he's probably one of the best sportsmen I've ever seen. When he loses, he sits there and he's like, the other guy was great, got me on this. I like listening to him. I actually like listening to him more when he loses than when he wins. He's a nicer guy. But I stayed up, so I was watching AFTV. I've never seen a DT video have almost an equal dislike to like ratio. And then I watched it. You'll see my reaction to it tomorrow when Fan Channel Review comes out. But I'm watching it thinking, is Ty inside his body? Like the defending, I've never seen DT like that. And it shows how bad and how angry the Arsenal fan base really is, that they're just like, I've had enough of you defending him, DT. Dislike. It's like, I've never seen it. DT's really like the guy on point and kind of has it. But yeah, man, it's
see Ty with the refs yesterday.
He went next level, bro. Man, Michael Jackson.
But it was about a Man United game from 17, 18 years ago. Just like that game 18 years ago.
He was like, I went to the under-23s games the other week, like a couple weeks back, and he was like, I went to the ref's car, and the ref was like, I don't even want to talk to you. And he's like, they want to talk to me. You know they're cricket. I was like, relax, bro.
Because you've got up to them. I can imagine how tight it is. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know me? He just had that because he's got that. What I always love about Ty, he doesn't actually swear at anyone, but it always used to not wind me up. It always makes me giggle. If you
know why that is, Terry? Because he probably doesn't have a wife, so he's gonna stay positive for the rest of his life.
No, it isn't that. Ty is probably one of the most when he's frustrated. when he's
look at Anita's face.
Fucking hell! He's sending me off, right? When Ty is frustrated, he's arguably the most angriest man I've ever met in my life. And arguably one of the most aggressive men. When he's talking about, if he's defending Arsenal, his aggression is bang. But yet if one person shows anger or aggression towards him, he's like, why are you talking to me like that for? Like he's hurt by it. That's what I love the most about him. I've seen him swear at I've seen him shout at kids and have a go at them. And then if one of them tells him to do one or says he's an idiot, he goes, do you know me though? Do you know me? Do you know me? Oh, I love it. Do you know me? He's an amazing man.
Oh
He's
my
an amazing man, Ty. I love him. Absolutely love him. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. We're back live after Manchester United, Liverpool. Kicks off in 2 hours. I am a little bit nervous. You confident, Ram?
No.
See, look at
Wow,
you.
imagine-
Great.
imagine-
Look at Ram being humbled down.
Don't
Look at him
be
being
whispering
humbled down.
now. Don't
What
be
happened?
whispering now. But where's
What
the
about,
energy?
what about Thiago and his 5-yard, 10-yard passes? What happened?
I don't think he's playing today. You know.
What happened?
Oh,
What happened?
No, I honestly.
What
think
happened to
we're
that
gonna
stupid Thiago song,
be-
man?
I think we're
Jesus
going to be
fucking
playing
Christ,
the
that
kids.
song's horrible.
I think we're going to be playing.
What
the
I'm
kids.
saying, Terry, flop of the season. Remember that. Remember, I had that.
Nah,
I've got.
You did pick it.
that's
Look,
what-
it's mad.
Werner,
Man
bro.
United fans were kicking off last night over the game because the official squad for the game was announced with 22 players. And I'm like, listen, it's not actually Man United announcing the squad. It's a photographer for the Manchester Evening News sits outside the hotel and takes pictures of everybody arriving. And everyone's angry that Diallo is not in there. And then somebody pointed out this morning that Diallo lives at the moment at the same hotel, so you wouldn't see him arriving. So that's all I want to win today above everything else, but I'd love to see this kid have a go because there are like mad reports that Ollie's come out in the press conference saying, we're all really impressed with him in training. What the actual reports are from a few insiders is that everyone's blown away by him in training. And I just hope it's true. But at the same time, like, I obviously want to see this young guy come in and do well for himself, for his family, and for Man United. But I am really scared, and I hope and pray. And like, this is, if any of you are watching, because I know you watch my channel, the mob that hate Rashford, that hate Maguire, that hate McTominay, please like Diallo and have him as part of your clique. I beg you, you take him on. I need you to love him like you love Pogba, like you love Martial, like you now love Jose again. I need you, mob. I need you to have his back. If you've got his back, he'll be fine. He really, really will. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, check out the Manscaped link below. Get your ball deodorant. These are my favorite ones at the minute. Get your ball wipes. A lot of you have been sending me DMs with all the products you bought. You guys, some of you have gone mad. One guy bought everything available on their website. Use a 20% discount. Go get that done now. Use promo code TFT. Get your ball wipes, get your weed whackers, get your lawn mowers, and all that mumbo jumbo. We'll be back live again in a few hours' time. Until then, take care of yourselves. A big goodbye.